MPs exempt from mandates. Let's have a look. Hello everyone, Florian Heiser here, and welcome to another episode of Heiser Says. Grab your stein of coffee. I want to have a look at this article from the Brisbane Times about Queensland MPs exempt from the vaccine mandates in Parliament. Now, I've been vaccinated, guys. I looked at the numbers. I rolled the dice. I'm not a fan of a different set of rules between our ruling class and us lowly plebs. I suspect I know why it's in place, but it sends the wrong image, doesn't it? Anyway, let's have a look. So maybe we need a Bill of Rights for all of us here in Australia. Wouldn't that be interesting? So unvaccinated people will be banned from state parliament, but MPs will be exempt under a directive that comes into effect next week. Well, yes, we are. My wife, who's unvaccinated, we're a mixed relationship. She's going to lose some freedoms and rights in a few days. We went to the cinema yesterday. We went and saw Dune, a fantastic movie. I highly recommend it. Cost a lot to go. It's been a while since I've gone to the cinemas. For both of us, and a drink is like $60. So it's getting there. Gone are the days when it was $12. Anyway, back to this. So she's going to not be able to go to the cinemas anymore and go to the pub, even going to the hospital with our child. She'll have to wear a face mask, get a COVID test, all of these hoops she has to jump through. So there you go. It's all the fun and games, isn't it? But today, right now, she can do all of that. So, Speaker Curtis Pitt will mandate COVID vaccinations for Parliament, meaning no one can enter the precinct unless they have received 2 doses, are medically exempt, or have applied to Mr. Pitt for an exemption. The directive will take effect from the 18th of December. People entering Parliament's grounds must now show proof of their vaccination status to staff, either electronically or via a hard copy. So make sure you have your papers, guys. Members of the Legislative Assembly entering for parliamentary business will be exempt, but they cannot visit dining areas, including cafeterias, coffee shops, or any bar. Those who are exempt from obtaining a vaccination will also be barred from the eating areas and must wear a mask. What, if they've got... Wait a minute. So, is this the medically exempt? Are you kidding? Is that the medically exempt must also are banned from going to the eating areas and must wear a mask? Are you kidding? The mandate also extends to electoral offices where MPs won't be exempt. So you can't even go to your own office. Parliamentary officers and staff must have their first dose of a vaccine by December 17th and their second dose by January 27. Failing to comply could result in termination. The staff directive takes effect from December 13. In short, the Speaker and the Clerk have a duty of care for ihre Sicherheit to members, staff and the public to minimise their risk of catching COVID-19 in their interactions with service staff, the state staff directive said. Do we have that now? As a business owner, do we have a duty of care to do everything in our power to minimise the chance of people catching COVID-19 or any illness or the flu? Does that mean we have potential liability? What can you do? There's some illnesses you can't mitigate against. Or are we going to have, for the seasonal flu, the same type of craziness? Hopefully this is just for COVID-19 and we overcome this soon. Rapid transmission of COVID-19 through the service would take officers and employees out of service while they undertake quarantine procedures to recover. In a practical sense, the service is made up of approximately 248 staff that work in the parliamentary precinct in Brisbane and 332 staff located in 97 electoral offices throughout the state. Parliamentary authorities were last month considering the mandate, with Clerk of the Parliament Neil Laurie previously saying it was a process that should not be rushed. The Brisbane Times analysis reveals 92 of Queensland's 93 MPs were vaccinated, with only One Nation's Stephen Andrew declining to say whether he was vaccinated or not. Mr. Andrews' office has previously said he respected people's privacy and wanted to protect freedom of choice, with the matter between him and his doctor. The mandate comes as the state prepares to reopen its borders on Monday, with unvaccinated Queenslanders to be banned from a range of venues, including cafes, pubs, and hospitalities. Yes, but for how long, everyone? For how long? Let's have a talk about this one. I wonder how permanent this is going to be. I mean, there comes a point when surely this mandate won't be necessary anymore, when we'll have sufficient capacity in our health system to handle this. When the vaccinated, we have a lower chance of hospitalization. Or maybe Omicron is nature's vaccine. We'll have to see, everyone. What do you think about this one, guys? Really feels like a double standard, doesn't it? Really does. Anyway, take care. Check out this video on why it's harder for millennials to buy a house, guys. Let's forget about all of this mandates and everything. Let's just go back to good old can't afford housing in this bloody state, guys. But you know what? Actually, here's the thing, everyone, that we have to seriously consider here. People are out there protesting. They're trying to advocate for political change. That's great. They're getting politically active. But the real issue is here that all of the laws that have been put in place, all of these powers that have been put in place have been put in, well, are quite old. They're not that new. They aren't brand new. There's all the biosecurity acts. Everything's already been established. If you don't want the government to have the capacity to intervene in your lives this much, to restrict people from accessing businesses, you need to seriously vote differently for a decade. This is a generational shift that needs to occur. Australia needs to shift from our socialist approach to something a little more liberty-focused. And this isn't going to come overnight, and it won't happen at the next election. It won't happen at the one after that. It needs to take time. It's going to be slow. It's a slow march through the institutions. That's what needs to happen. Anyway, guys, take care. I'll see you.